you talked about how the family is made possible by both the sameness and the difference of men and women, and that's something I'll leave people to read the book to get more on. What I wanted to ask specifically is, how do you think that men and women can learn from each other's way of loving, given that there is a universal human nature here, even though they operate on under different modes? Ultimately, we do both need to learn how to exercise authority in certain circumstances. We need to learn how to give, and we need to learn how to submit and to receive. So what are some ways in which men and women could learn from each other in that circumstances, sort of with the assumption that one purpose of marriage is to bring men and women in close enough contact with each other and daily association for years that they actually do learn from each other's modes of being?
Yes, it's funny, even just, I hate to use a personal example, but even in my own life, last fall, my husband had a sabbatical. And so I took a second class at Christendom to teach. And that meant for the first time in, I think, 16 years, I really needed my husband to actually step in and do some of the homeschooling with the kids at home. And really, up until that point, we kind of separated our duties. I handled that, and he taught college, and I taught all the kids at home. And it was really neat because we actually got the chance to kind of walk in each other's shoes a little bit. And he really had to enter in and engage. And we had some great discussions about things he noticed about the kids, and he noticed challenges that I had that he never even realized. And I noticed the same thing. And I realized some of the headaches or things that I was dealing with teaching classes. I realized, oh, he's been doing this for 22 years, and he doesn't even complain about it. It was just it was really good for us to kind of walk in each other's shoes a bit. And that was just a personal privilege that we sort of had. But I do think that in terms of loving, one of the things that I mention in the book is that the fact that women can kind of distinguish the person from their deeds, that we can distinguish a person from their successes or failures, which is a little harder for a man to do, that does help reveal to a man how God loves him. St. John Paul has a beautiful quote, and I'm probably going to massacre it here, but it's basically something to the effect of, we are not the sum of our successes and failures, but we are the sum of the Father's love for us. That really what gives us our worth and our value is that we are loved by God, even if the things that we try to do fail or don't pan out or succeed. And so we as women can help our husbands to really just to let go in that way. Actually, we have to help them to, quote, be receivers, right? Because before God, we have to be in that receptive mode, right? And that takes a lot of humility and vulnerability. We can help them with that. And I think from the male to the female side, again, one danger for us women is that in identifying more with our body than with our works, sometimes we can get caught up in physical appearance. We can get down on our physical appearance. We can get obsessed with exercise and superficial things, whereas, the masculine outlook that says, hey, no, it's not about what you look like, it's about what you do. Again, that's to have hobbies, to have artistic outlets, to have work in our life can actually remind us that we're not just this body, right? It expands our sense of spiritual identity by having something to sort of take pride in, having something to say, oh, I did that. And again, it doesn't have to be paid work. It can be a hobby. It can be charity. It can be something artistic. It can be something musical. It's something else. We have to have something that we do. And again, right. Many times, okay, different points in your life, it's your home life and your kids, but you better get some other things because they are going to grow up and you need other things. So I think that it can help both of our senses of identity to kind of see how the others work and see what makes them happy and what makes them tick, and that can actually help both sexes.